Welcome to this episode of Market Pulse. My name is Ajit Mahuli, the founder of sectiontrading.com. Let's take a look at what the index has been doing and is likely to do in the coming week. All right, so that's where we have Nifty. Let's begin with our monthly chart. So nothing has changed except for that we are seeing a strong rejection of prices from the 18,000 level. Now the range still remains the same here. 17,160, 16,600 are the ones which we have to watch out for. Nothing has changed on the monthly except for this, and maybe some more move down based on the weekly and daily chart. So on the weekly chart, if you see, that's the demand zone which has been breached. So this is actually not a demand. It's probably going to be some pending stuff, pending orders, which is probably likely to push again to a smaller time frame supply zones like a daily or a 75-minute chart, and could push prices further lower to at least, let's say, up to 1700. And based on the weekly, the best demand zone is available at about 16200 to 16300. That's where prices might make an attempt to move for that, but it has to first reach 17,000, which so far it has been holding. But remember, every time it has been gapping down, it's moving lower. So a clear trend established on the daily. If you follow higher high, higher lows, we have two higher lows and two higher highs. This is not a great demand zone. It's the middle of the curve, so probably. And then once on the daily, we see there is no clear demand zones here. So the path to 16,300 eventually could be open, but whether it happens in September, October, November, we don't know. As long as we do not go beyond 17,500, you can look to short on every rally. That's going to be a key supply area here on the daily chart. Again, that's a smaller time frame supply on the upper side. This is still going to be intact and which could push prices further down. So that's what we see on the 75-minute chart. So that's the supply which will probably hold on, and it's drawing orders from this critical area of supply, which only beyond this we can think about bullish activities. If we start going below 17,000, then probably September we may not see a new high. September we could start moving down, unless of course there is some policy change or something else happens. But based just purely on the price chart, 16,900 and 16,600, 700 would be the immediate targets. If anybody is short here at these areas, longs strictly remain intraday, because it's not because of these gap downs, longs might get hammered unnecessarily. So it's not a good area to go long, probably somewhere close to 16,500, and the best area to go long will be somewhere in this area, about 16,200. But that's we don't know when that will happen. Whether it happens this month, it needs to be seen. So that's what we have on the Nifty. A quick look at the India VIX. If you see, India VIX, as we had discussed last time, is bound to increase, and that has happened. So it has gone to the first area, which just went about 21 and came down, but it is refusing to fall. Even if it comes tomorrow down here, we see a good chance that it might move up again. So on India VIX, expecting this supply to be taken off and probably head towards 23, 25 areas, which could probably push Nifty below 17,000. That's what we see on the Nifty index. Let's take a look at what Bank Nifty is likely to do in this coming week. Okay, so coming to Bank Nifty on the monthly chart, this is a tad stronger as compared to the Nifty index, but it also finally showed some signs of rejections. Now there is a possibility that Bank Nifty might come down a little later compared to the other sectors like an IT. Maybe IT will come to demand, and then banking will start falling at a faster pace. On the monthly chart, again, that's the main area of demand at 33,000. It's got rejected close to 40,000, and we have given up nearly 1,500 points on the Bank Nifty. On a weekly chart, now that's this week will be interesting, whether in this week we are able to break this weekly RBI, though it's not something that I am I'm not keen on buying here at these areas, but we need that break to happen for it to move down all the way to, let's say, 36,000, because after that, after we break 37,300, there is no demand zone for it to push it on the weekly chart up to 35,500, 36,000. So The location is not good for buying. Intraday trades are fine on the long side, but do not get trapped on the long side. Wait for the right price to come. We still need to wait. If you're in short size, continue holding your shorts. So the daily is again giving this clear signal that we are making probably lower lows. But if you see it again, Nifty made a lower low. Bank Nifty has held on to this low, which is 38,000. Though it did just breached it, but is unable to move. This is quite a big gap. Needs to be seen if we can fill it. However, 38,500 or 38,800 could be a strong supply zone here for a bank Nifty on the daily chart, and might not be easy for the index to break this. So even if you move up, we could probably hit this and then start moving down. And targets could be somewhere close to 36,800 for the short side, and eventual targets about 35,500. But we'll have to wait and watch how this pans out in the coming days. This, especially the end of the month candle and this week, will be very crucial to see how Bank Nifty pans out. It's showing a better strength than index, but index did go in, Nifty index did go in. Bank Nifty just refused to move in much after about today's high. So maybe we could see Bank Nifty coming down, and once we break about 37,500, then we could see a big move down towards 36,800. That could be our eventual targets on the short side for Bank Nifty. Right now, no longs. Longs can be intraday. If we get a chance to go into short at these areas, it would be good to short at these areas, because unless we break this, we won't move up, and this is the best place for us to get into some shorts, short-term shorts, or maybe swing shorts, based on further price action as we enter into this. But the trend does look like it has broken, and maybe eventually we could see big moves coming down, probably next week onwards. Okay, so not bullish outlook, conservatively bearish, but at right locations. Don't be in a hurry if you're not in any trade on the short side. Don't get into impulsive trading. All right, that's all we have for Bank Nifty.